Hello, today we're going to talk about before you say yes, because there's this kind of hard thing that happens. Part of us is lonely and we're trying to stay busy because we're by ourselves, and we can fall into the trap if we're not careful about saying yes to everything that comes our way. Now, I'm not saying that we need to stay home all the time, because we don't. We need to be out and about. But there is such thing as busy work, which is one of the things I fell into, where you start saying yes to everything. People have this feeling that because you're a widow, you got no life. And because you have no life, you should be able to be free to do everything else that nobody else supposedly has time for. This happens a lot if you are a career person. Your business might feel that because you're a widow, it doesn't matter if you are asked to work a few extra hours in the evening, or if you take a project home to work on for the weekend, because after all, you don't have a life, you don't have a husband at home, so you can do this. You have to stand up for yourself. You are an individual person that has a life, and if you don't, you should have, because you matter. It also happens quite a bit if you're a member of an organization or a church or some kind of group. They think, you're a widow, you got the time, why don't you become the secretary or the treasurer? Why don't you be the organizational person? After all, you're a widow, you've got time, you don't have your husband. Well, again, this is all well and good, but if all your waking time is spent fulfilling the commitments of what other people want you to do, then you're not making a life for yourself, and you are worth having a life of yourself. I'm going to give you a few questions to ask yourself so that you can kind of think about what you really want to do, whether it's something you want to do and not something everybody else wants you to do. So here are some questions. Do I really understand this commitment? If they're asking you to do something, you need to understand what you're really committing yourself to. How does this fit into my current goals and your priorities? If this isn't something that you really want to do, then you need to understand that. Do you have the time, energy, and resources? You're a widow, especially a recent widow. You don't have the energy to do what everybody else wants you to do. Do you understand what kind of impact this will have on you in 5 years' time? In 5 years' time, will you look back and think this was a good thing that you've done, or will you think that it was a total waste of time? Will someone else do it better than you? Just because you're a widow and you have the time doesn't mean it's your skill set. Look around and say, look, this isn't something that I know how to do, which is okay because you can learn, and that's a good thing. But maybe it's something you don't want to learn. What will your friends and family think about you doing something like this? I did a marathon and my family thought it was great. I trained for a marathon that I never even thought I would train for. I had fun doing it, but I never did it a second time. So think about whether it's something that you want to do as a checklist off your list. How will this impact your family? If you're spending so much time doing social commitments and what everybody else wants you to do, are you somehow putting your family aside to do that? How does a yes make you feel? Are you comfortable or nervous about the fact that you've said yes to this committee or to this group or to this work commitment? Please, this is your life. You take control of it. Don't let other people take control of it because they think you're a widow and you've got nothing else to do. Believe me, you have a whole world out there with lots of things you can do. And it's great to be on committees and to be socially aware and to help other people, but not at the price of your own life. So please, think before you say yes to too many committees. I hope this has helped you. Please subscribe to the channel. Come back again because I'll always be here. Thanks. Bye-bye.